Hello everyone, my name is Brandon. I'm a Director of Engineering here at Hasura, and today I want to show you how to incrementally build a supergraph using native data connectors and the Data Connector Hub. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I have a project here that I've already created in the console. And so as you can see, we don't have anything here in the graphical yet because if we go to the Explorer and look at our supergraph, we don't have anything connected. We do have one subgraph default, but there's no data sources connected to that right now. So let's go ahead and connect a data source to that. And so what I have right now in my application is I have some Chinook data, and I want to initiate a project here from an existing project, and that was Glad Caribou. Yes, that's correct. Okay, and so as you can see, we've got our files here. Let's go ahead and add our first connector. It is a Aurora Postgres instance. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, so we've saved this. Let's refresh the data source. Okay, bring that in, and then let's add our first model. And for the purpose of this, I want to add the customer model. And let's track a collection for that. And then from here, let's do a new build. And let's refresh. Okay, and as you can see, we've started adding to our supergraph. So our first subgraph here, default, has an Aurora instance that has a customer table. And so the next thing that I would like to do is, let's see, when a customer orders something, albums or tracks or anything, what would be great is in my application if I could send them an email. So let's see, Explorer, let's go in here, let's see, what do we have available for data sources? So here what we have is how you can connect different data sources. So on this screen, these are some, Postgres is available now, a couple of the coming soon ones. But what I really want to highlight here is that we have this connector hub. And the point of the connector hub is we're going to be putting a lot of different connectors here, but also the community connectors that you all build can also be submitted to the connector hub so they can be available here. And so, as I said, I would love to send an email or send a customer an email when they do an order, and it just so happens that we have a SendGrid connector here. So what I'm going to do is go out and look here. And okay, so here's directions on how you can set this connector up. All right, so let's go ahead and get this connector set up here. So we're going to use the Hasura CLI. We're going to connector create. And I'm going to pass it the branch that I want to use and the config file. Go ahead and check the status here. And okay, we've got a URL that we can use. So what I want to do now is create a new subgraph. Now that we have our new subgraph, let's go ahead and add SendGrid in here under that subgraph folder. Let's refresh this data source. So let's go add a new command file, call it send mail. Let's track that send mail procedure, and let's create a new build. All right, let's go to the console and see what we have. Do a refresh since we created a new build. And look at that, our subgraph has grown. Now we still have our default with Aurora and our customer table, and now we have a send grid with a send grid and a send mail. And we should have access to that in a mutation here. Yep, looks like we do. Great. So the next thing that I would like to do real quick here at the end is I also, as part of my application, I have a separate ClickHouse instance that I store all of the customers' total purchased in as an aggregate. And so what I would like to do, because I'm pretty sure I saw here, let's go back and look. Yep, we do have a ClickHouse. So I want to go ahead and set up this ClickHouse connector. So if I go out to this one and also follow through the README here, I can go ahead and go back to my console and Hasura 3. Let's check the status on our ClickHouse connector here. Okay, we've got a URL, so our connector's up and running. So let's create a new subgraph. Next, let's add our ClickHouse connector here. Refresh the data source. And then in this case, I know I have a model, so I'm gonna extract the collection in here. Create a new build. Let's go back and check our console. Do a refresh. And we've got 3 separate subgraphs now on our supergraph. So I hope you found that really useful on how you can incrementally build a supergraph using subgraphs. We're really excited about the Data Connector Hub, and I look forward to talking to you in the chat, and please ask questions if you have them.